The air?
Theoretically.
Are we broadcasting?
Theoretically.
Are we effing it?
Hello.
We're live. Hello. Hello. Yes, welcome internets, and welcome Sam Agro to the wondrous dumpster fire that is the Hey Dudes podcast. I am Scott, and this is Dan, and we are the Hey Dudes. One of us is Hey, and the other is Dudes, and we will never.
Not sure exactly who, but
we'll never tell.
Only our doctor knows.
Exactly. So anyway, so tonight we're doing something a little bit different. The last several of these have been interviewee, but we've had Sam on before and looked at his lovely art. And we thought, well, now that we've looked at like the artwork done by professionals, why don't we do some art ourselves and prove that we are better artists than anyone else in the world? Yes. And who better to judge that than Mr. Sam Agro? So, Sam, we brought you on here tonight to be our judge. You are obviously you've done comic books, you've done animation, you've written all manner of things. Was this an accurate description of you, more or less?
Yes, I have. I've done quite a lot of drawing, and I've drawn most of my life professionally.
Yeah.
And made most of my living from that. I've also been a paid writer on more than one occasion.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So, I qualify in that area too, although somewhat less so.
Yes.
But yes, I think I can fairly judge your efforts.
Yes. Well, we are going to make some efforts. We're going to try like this hard. So, Sam, as the one with the most manicured beard among us, you'll be judging us, but
good looking beard.
Yes, but Dan and I will be doing a two-part competition here, where we will both Sam will give us a story or something to get the juices flowing, and then one of us will draw what we're inspired to do by that, and the other one will leave the room. Well, not really leave the room, just kind of walk to the other side of the studio.
Yep.
Put on some headphones and write for about, we're going to do 10 minutes?
10 minutes,
10 minutes.
Yeah.
We're going to do for 10 minutes on the subject, and then we're going to come back, and Sam will, of course, have bared witness to the process of drawing, and then he will hear the results of our storytelling.
Yep.
And
we're gonna do the drawing live on stream.
Yeah, you'll see the drawing live. You'll have to imagine the writing.
The writing, we'll send in later.
Yeah.
We'll
read it to you once we're done it. But that's the plan.
Am I choosing a winner out of 4, or am I choosing the best story and the best drawing?
How about you choose the best story and the best drawing, and then decide who is the best person?
Okay.
That's a lot of pressure. I don't know if I can live with that sort of pressure.
Might be me.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I can live with that. So, all right then.
Well, how about we catch up a little with you, Sam? What have you been up to?
As I was saying before we went live here, we had a little work done in our backyard. We got some new tile put back there, and we redid our lawn, and we got a nice big new deck that we've been enjoying, and the nice temperate weather that we've been having this week.
Yeah,
and so we're really enjoying our backyard right now. And
new deck and everything.
Okay, so
just in time for summer.
Now, what?
I'm jelly, as the kids say.
We are both jelly. We've had these virtual bricks for a while now. Jelly. We can't afford to replace them. No, they're just it's a landlord-tenant thing. It's weird. But I'm curious about this deck. Could you describe any features of this deck?
Well, it's actually pretty big. It's I don't know what the actual square footage is, but it's larger than my bedroom. We'll put it that way.
That's good.
Quite large.
Yeah,
and it has a staircase coming down from the deck onto the tile right beside the lawn.
Ooh.
And
wow.
And it's brand new, and we don't have proper outdoor furniture yet, but we got a few deck chairs that we had hanging around, and
awesome.
And a folding table out there for now. But
cool.
Once the stores open up, hopefully soon, we're going to get some good outdoor stuff and a table that we can put an umbrella on, and it's going to be super nice out there.
Whoops.
Did you just you got?
No, it says your bandwidth is low.
Oh, okay, so it made you small.
Yeah.
So I think we can.
I am small.
Really,
I'm a very small person.
Not many people know this, but Sam is actually only 3 inches tall.
Yeah.
Although sometimes he takes, those mushrooms that make Mario grow big. Sometimes he takes those for
just for interview purposes. I take those.
Yeah.
No, actually, I'm much like the King Kong in the original movie. I'm 12 inches tall in real life.
Yeah.
And I have to be matted in to look to be a full-size human.
Now, how did they get a gorilla that small though? Was it a midget gorilla?
Yeah, sure.
Gorilla.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That makes sense.
Sorry,
a little gorilla person.
Reverse breeding. They kept picking the smallest.
Oh, the smallest. Yeah. So it took them like 16 generations of gorilla breeding. Going, Herschel, one day we will be able to make a movie about a giant monkey, but first we must make him very small.
Luckily, they were able to foresee the birth of film, 100 years beforehand, and breed the appropriate size.
Someone told them about the idea of a kinetoscope, and they were so inspired they started breeding gorillas immediately.
And that's why we're overrun now by tiny gorillas.
No, you cannot go into a mall these days without running into a pack of tiny gorillas.
It's true. And they are vicious because they're like teenagers. They'll pick on the thing about you that you're most vulnerable about, and then they'll just
it's true. They can see your deepest fears and weaknesses and exploit them.
That's terrible creatures, the miniature gorillas. But
they look great on film.
They really do. And I mean, hashtag not all tiny gorillas.
Not all tiny
gorillas. Actually, the real challenge was when they filmed the original Planet of the Apes, they had to shrink Charlton Heston down.
That's true. So they did,
And he didn't like that.
No,
My God,
he didn't.
What are you doing to me?
That's why he kept talking like that. It was very uncomfortable.
They used that incredible journey technology to shrink him down.
We unfortunately, as a programming note for the audience, we probably won't have time for the cereal, the Crash Corrigan cereal tonight. But as in the Crash Corrigan cereal, they had all the horses and they were contractually obliged to use them. It's the same thing with the shrinking ray from.
Yes.
You can't. See, they had to amortize the expense of creating the shrinking ray for one movie by using other movies.
Exactly.
That's probably a lot truer than we know. It seemed they used every prop they had in that. It was like a casserole of the series. Let's take from Shazam. Let's take from The Shadow. Let's take from this Flash Gordon. These 3 or 4 or 18 westerns.
Now this you're talking about Undersea Kingdom, the Crash Corrigan thing.
I was talking about Incredible Journey.
Oh, okay.
That's it's the same thing, really, though. That's all that stuff.
I'm not sure I've got the right name of that movie. This is the one with Raquel Welch where they shrink.
I think it's called Fantastic Voyage.
Fantastic Voyage.
I think.
Yeah.
I actually really liked that movie when I was a kid. I saw it for the first time. I thought it was like really medically accurate and everything.
Yes.
And
we all told him he had tiny scientists inside him, and he'd better sneeze them out before they.
I think Incredible Journey was actually about like 2 dogs and a cat.
That's the one. Yes,
and they shrank them down, and
and they injected them into.
Were attacked by tiny apes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, this is. So we don't need to write the stories.
Yeah.
I think we've covered it all right now.
We really have. Yeah, but okay. So the idea of this is to base this on something more or less real. So you've lived a life, Sam. from what I understand.
Yeah. Well, what I have in mind is sort of a cross between the two.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a story.
Aha.
Okay.
About a guy who told me a story.
Okay. Cool. That sounds even better.
So, when I was still living in my hometown of Tillsonburg, Ontario, I was involved with a lot of theater there. There was a little theater group which I was involved with called Theater Tillsonburg. At the time, they were called Theater Tillsonburg, and later on they changed their name to the Sunshine Players. And there was also every year the Lions Club would do a musical. And I was in Oliver when they did Oliver. I played Fagin.
Okay.
Huh.
And I was also involved in some other variety shows and things like that, where I would come out and do some comedy sometimes. Or one time I sang Monster Mash, as Boris Karloff.
I see.
And I was in one summer. I was involved. Some friends of mine had a Canada Youth Employment Grant, and they ran a theater camp for kids. But they also mounted one play with teenagers. And the play that they did was called Lil Abner.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Familiar with the comic strip?
Famous Broadway play.
Yep.
Based on the comic strip.
It was very popular in the 50s and 60s, early 60s, 50s.
Right. And so there was
Sakes.
There was quite a large cast.
Good to see you, Sakes.
So they had to throw their nets quite wide to get enough people to do the show.
Yeah.
Oh, this is getting interesting.
It wasn't strictly speaking theater keeners, as many shows that I was involved in were. So one of the fellas that we had in this show was a terrific guy named Dewey Rouse. I don't know what Dewey was short for, or what nickname it was, or what his actual name was, but we all called him Dewey.
Yeah.
And Dewey was not what you'd think of as somebody who would be in a play. He was kind of a kind of a tough farm kid. And he was he was literally a two-fisted drinker. Because he was never at a party that he didn't have a beer in each hand.
Wow.
And when the first beer would be done, he didn't want to see any daylight between that second beer. And then he would before that beer was done, he would make sure he had a third in his hand.
Oh man. Jeez.
And so Dewey was a real sweet guy, a gruff sort of, bulky kind of farm kid.
Right.
And he had he was one of the best natural storytellers I ever met in my life. Huh. He was really able to sit down and just mesmerize with a story with a beer in each hand. And so I have no idea what became of him. I never saw him again after we were in that play together. And this was in about 1977, 78, something like that. Yeah. So many, many years ago. I hope he's still alive and well out there somewhere. But I'm now going to tell you one of the stories that he told us. And I'm going to fail miserably at telling this story as well as he did.
Awesome.
Because he really had a knack. So all of Dewey's stories started the same way. Which is, my friends and I were drunk.
Those are often the best stories.
We've been drinking. So that's how all his stories began.
Nice.
And so he told one night when we were rehearsing for the play, he told us this story. So friends of his and he had been drinking.
All right.
And they were out in a field, and there was they had driven their cars there, but there was a junker automobile up on blocks. In this in this field. And it was all rusted out, and one of them was drunk, and he just said, "I bet this door will come right off," and he pulled the door off. And they said, "Oh, that it, just came right off." And they're like, "Hey, you know what? What we ought to do is, in the back in my pickup truck, I've got some chains, and I'm gonna hook my chains up to the door, and we're gonna use it like a slide. We're gonna use it like a sled,
oh god,
and drag you around the field." And Dewey said, "Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go."
Mm-hmm.
So they hooked up this door via chain to the back of this pickup truck.
Oh god.
And Dewey and one of his buddies hopped on, and they started dragging him around inside this field, sort of a field that hadn't been plowed yet, so it was like low grass.
Yeah.
And this was fun for a while until somebody made a sharp turn a little too close to a fence.
Oh dear God!
And the door parted from the chain and went sliding right into a barbed wire fence.
Oh!
And so here was the kicker of the story. The kicker of the story is, and that's how I got this. And he lifted up his shirt, and he had this big scar, a welt, across his chest, and two nice deep divots from the barbs on the barbed wire.
Oh god!
And then he said, "And my friend has 3.
Oh,
three scars."
Oh,
okay.
It's good he survived.
So there's your story about the great Dewey Rouse, master storyteller, and he did it so much better than I.
Oh yeah,
and added much more detail and made it much funnier.
Yeah.
Even though it was kind of not really a funny story. He made it funny, but it wasn't really funny.
Well,
that's a mark of a good storyteller, to tell even the most horrific stories in an entertaining way.
Yes, that's really how Homer got his start.
Yeah.
By that I mean, the Iliad Homer, not Homer Simpson. He got his start inside the mind of someone who was that kind of storyteller. Yes. So
Homer also was a two-fisted drinker.
That's true.
Wow.
Yes.
Both Homers, actually.
Some mead in both hands.
That's true. Yeah.
Or Duff beer.
Yeah. The ancient Duff beer. Duffias.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a good story. I like that story.
It really is a good story, and I think that can definitely inspire some fiction and some drawing. Okay. So how about we get to that? So I'm going to go and go over on the other thing. I suppose I'm going to write first and he's going to draw first.
Okay.
Because he actually knows his way around it, so it'll be even funnier when I get to draw in. So I'll just be on the other side. You guys can talk about me, obviously, because you got the headphones going on. And I will see you in a few minutes, okay?
Groovy.
All right, Scott.
Okay.
Okay, well...
shoot. I'm destroying everything. Okay.
Yeah, slide your chair over so I can slide over.
I shall set a timer.
Oh, God. Okay.
All right, Dan, here we go.
All right, let's go to with this.
Interested to see what you picked from that story.
Well, when you described the scars and everything, I thought that would be
All right.
So it's 8:18. Stop in 10 minutes.
So, yep, okay. So, all right, 10 minutes.
All right, so zoom in. Okay, so let me see here. I kind of want to get kind of like now. Remember, I can't draw worth crap. Okay, Sam. I mean,
all right.
I
understand.
I'm a writer, so, and especially MS Paint and this crappy mouse. But I was kind of interested in like the scars you were describing. So it's sort of draw a human torso here, such as it is. It's gonna be crappy looking. Now he's a farm boy, so he's got muscles. This is like, those are horrible. Okay, we'll go
Well, I'm
down.
surprised you're drawing with a mouse. I thought you'd at least have a tablet. But
oh, I would love to get a tablet actually, but money's tight and nothing's free.
I hear you, my friend. I hear you.
Won't somebody come and rescue me? Yeah, it ain't easy.
Won't somebody think of the Dan?
Yeah, think of the Dan. I'll work on the hands later because those are the hardest to actually sort of. Oh, now he's Popeye. Oh well. Okay, so
you're allowed to erase. You do have 10 minutes.
True. Yeah, maybe we can do that better. So he was on a impromptu sled kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he slid into a thing there. Oh, now it's fucking up on me. No, I want brushes. There we go. Good enough. Okay, so this is chest and nipples. So he was on a sled and he hit barbed wire, right? And I guess it was like the standard barbed wire, which is kind of like this kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And he had a bunch of like barbed wire like scars, sort of like this.
What it looked like was the wire itself, the impact of it had given like a sort of a rope burn kind of scar.
Okay.
Fairly shallow.
Right.
But then there were two good gashes that had sort of healed over. He'd had like I think he said the doctor put 2 stitches in each sort of gouge.
Oh wow!
So it was sort of that's probably thicker, but
Okay, well, for good effect.
Yeah, there you go.
Should make it actually kind of reddish.
Oh, there you go. A livid scar.
Livid, yeah, it's livid. Yeah, you're right, livid. Now it looks sort of like a hot dog, but anyways. And then he sort of had this kind of. I'm just gonna put in. I'm gonna put in like small lines here that sort of look like barbed wire.
Yeah.
Just
for the barbs were what made the gashes, so you didn't really see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right. Well, I want to get this right then. So it was 2, but there.
And you did that line, and then put the 2 gashes on it. That's what you really want to do.
Oh, I get you. Okay.
I don't want to be too picky about it. You should have your own, artistic vision. Should be your own.
So no, but accuracy is important and all that. So, so you said line. Well, actually, we'll make it a fairly thick line, sort of. What's it doing now? Oh,
drawing with white, I think.
Yeah. It's a happy little accident.
There you go. That's pretty close, actually.
Maybe we can. I think the brush has some effects here. No, is it just? Oh wait, here we go. No, I don't think there's a. This ain't like a fancy editor or anything like that.
No.
Oh wait, there is a spray paint thing, so maybe we can do some road rash. If we do it in big size. What's the size here? How can we? No, ooh, that's awful. Well, maybe a bit like that. I don't know. Try to follow the sort of trend of it.
Got the measles as well.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to emphasize here that he did not drop trowel.
Okay. Alrighty. I will.
So maybe you want to draw the pants in there.
Gotcha. Good idea. Excellent idea.
And I'm going to insist on hands.
Okay. Well, that's understandable.
At some point, you got to get the hands in there. There you go. That's a good pant line.
I'll even put in a belt if I can.
There you go.
And hands, eh? Oh, Lord, this is where I will be pitiful. Let's see if I can judge here. Let's see. Whoops. Is that too tiny? Okay, let's brush. Right, color, size. Okay. See if I can have him do a thumbs up kind of thing.
There you go.
Because that's a thumbs up moment.
Definitely.
It's horrible. And here. And so, this guy's name was Dewey, right? Let's
Dewey.
Dewey. Let's see if we can. Dewey's scar. Cool scar. Like, did you actually see the scar yourself?
Oh, yes. That was the ending of his story. He lifted up his shirt and showed everyone the scar.
That is cool.
He said he also had one under his hair because apparently one of the barbs took a scratch out of the top of his head too. But he had a good thick head of hair, so we couldn't see it.
Right. Oh, Lord. That's hilarious. Let's see if we can get funky here. Whoops. What am I doing?
What's our time? How's our time?
3 more minutes.
3 more minutes. All right.
3 more minutes.
So you can embellish.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Now it looks like his head got cut off.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Jeez, you're so picky about everything. See if I can.
Well, he could easily have lost his head. Yeah. It was not outside the realm of possibility.
He's a rather fortunate man.
He is lucky.
That is for
lucky.
sure.
They both came out with no serious injuries, so that's pretty surprising.
Ah, shit. This is like some high art. This is outsider art, all right.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good.
Shit.
It's not, the shape isn't closed, so that's why it's bleeding.
Right, yeah. That's like a rookie mistake on my part.
Yeah, hey, I make that mistake all the time still, so don't worry about it.
You should send him to fill it now. You should send him a link to this broadcast. He probably appreciates.
Well, as I said, I've not seen him since.
He had some pants. Yeah. Okay. Right.
I have no idea what happened to Dewey. I don't know. It's quite probable, although I don't know exactly, but it's quite probable that he went ahead and took over his dad's farm.
Yeah.
But I really honestly have no clue what happened to Dewey.
Hopefully he's still alive.
He was a good guy though.
So viewers, anyone in chat, what do you think of the drawing? Dewey's scar. Okay, it's 8:27, so we're just counting down the seconds here. But yeah, that's a heck of a story right there. I mean, he could have been disemboweled for God's sakes.
He could have lost an eye or both eyes. He could have easily been decapitated.
Yeah.
I don't know how fast they were going, but they could have been much more badly injured than they were. So I think they got off lucky that day. Hopefully his luck held out for the foreseeable future.
Sakes in chat says you're Picasso. Well, thank you very much. I guess something. Okay, Scott, that's time.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna cut and paste it, and then one moment, please.
Cut and paste?
Yeah, cut and paste it into the Discord.
Oh, okay, and then I'll.
Yeah, that's how we roll.
That's how we roll. All right.
That's how we roll. Hang on, I got to find
but just like all the intestines are right here.
Sweet.
Yeah. Well, in fact, the scar was a little bit higher than that.
Oh, okay.
It was about 4 inches below his chest.
Gotcha.
But that's close enough for rock and roll.
Okay, so I will bring up the thing here.
Oh, so...
And I will paste it, and then I guess you'll read it, right?
Okay, sure. Yeah, well, okay, sorry. Do you want me to read them both? We're doing that after, right?
Sure. But I mean...
why don't you go write your story, and we'll do the other drawing, and then you can both read your stories.
Sure. You can critique my drawing, though.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, why don't I'm going to have to get right into drawing myself.
Oh, true,
right?
true. Okay. Right. Okay. All right. Then let's this.
do both drawings, and then we'll do both stories, and then we'll...
Sure.
Wait, actually.
Sounds good.
Let me just... Okay. I'll open a new thing here.
Are you going to be writing over on my laptop, Dan?
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
I am on the drugs. Okay.
The drugs. So that's you.
So what are you doing now? You're just talking to Sam then?
I'm going to do my own drawing. So I'm going to open me up a new drawing.
Okay.
And then
I will do that.
I'm right over here, viewers at home.
Okay. So we will. Yes. I shall just let me save this for you, because if I don't, it'll do something weird. I'm sure. There's a ping.
You're going to have to remember how to bring that back up.
Yeah, I'll call it Dewey Scars.
Okay.
Oh no, I'll leave it up. I think.
Okay.
I think I can.
Well, okay.
If it closes, I know where it is.
Okay, but I can open up one myself, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
I have a pretty good idea that mine's going to be worse than this, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll switch you over.
But
back
it'll be more artistic.
More artistic.
Outsider.
I like it, sir.
Yes.
Right. We're gonna do this.
I'm gonna sit in your chair while you're
going.
Yep,
that'll work. Okay.
Yep. I'm gonna sit in your chair.
All right. Good luck, Dan.
Okay.
Yep. So things over there. Lo-fi's on the thing. Let me know when you're in position. Can you see me okay, Sam?
Yes, I can. Yes,
okay.
I can see you, sir.
And can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, it's like, so is this the...
That's
how do I, okay, there it is. Haha. Okay, so now I get to draw. I'm looking over there, but you're there.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, just look where you're drawing. It's all right.
Okay, I'm going to draw a thing now. Let's see what I'm going to draw. Let's see. What's going on there? What just happened?
I think you just...
Am I selecting things or zoom? Where's the how do I draw? No. Where's a paint? Okay. How well do you know paint, Sam? Because this. Oh, maybe this is it. Okay, I get it.
There we go.
There we go. So, and then I need a brushy brush. Okay, and now I can draw. Ha. Okay, fine. Yeah. Let's see now. And
so what have you chosen to depict?
Well, I'm drawing the scene, like the pile of vehicles or whatever it is. That's a terrible wheel. That's also a terrible wheel well. This is, Dan, why is your mouse pad sticky, Dan? Jesus. Okay.
I don't think we should delve too deeply.
We should not. I have broken ass freaking tires. And then we got the lads. Oh Jesus! These are terrible drawings of Dewey and his friends. So anyway, yeah, there's a hang on. There's a one beer and another beer. And then Dewey's other friend, maybe this guy's a bit fat, and he's got one beer and another beer. And maybe his they're on a fence. Yeah, they're sitting on a fence. Okay. Yeah. And they're watching this, and he's got legs too, because they're not all. And then we got his friend, his great big burly friend, pulling the door off. And hang on, he's just a big guy. He's pulling that.
He's quite large.
Yes,
bigger than the car.
Yes. So he's gonna pull that door clean off. He's pulling that door clean off. Maybe he'll give like a little line.
They should have got this. They should have got this guy to play King Kong instead of the midget.
Yeah, but and maybe he's got a hat too. Yeah, there's his hat. That's a good country hat, right? I know why Dewey's head's so flat.
You almost got a Cartman going there.
Yeah, pretty much, except bigger. Great big Cartman. So he's pulling the door off, and they're going... Yee. Ha. Yeah. Okay. And maybe so that's so this Dewey's got a flat head for reasons he'll explain in the story. And maybe I should draw the horizon off in the distance here.
Oh, there you go. Oh, getting perspective. Gonna have perspective.
Something like that, yeah. And then let's see. And it's a starry night.
Yeah. Very, very picturesque.
Yeah. And let me see.
Van Gogh, Starry, Starry Night.
Yeah. And there's a road here, and off in the distance, let me see here. Yeah, I'm not sure what the heck. You can see. Come on. That's. Nope, that's a terrible drawing. I am not going back over any of this. Maybe, yeah, sure. I'm going to use this line. Okay.
That's the pickup truck?
Well, that's him getting. Yeah, okay. Well, sure. There's the other pickup truck here.
No, I'm just wondering what you were drawing there.
Okay,
what was that?
Okay. What that is their girlfriend's driving away.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm going to put another girl in there. And then here's the good pickup truck with the great big wheels.
All right.
Okay. Oh, these are terrible wheels I'm drawing here. I'm not good at wheels. And that's... Hang on. That's the chain.
Spectacular.
That's the chain that they're getting ready to put on the door. Maybe I'll make it go all the way to the door. There we go. There we go. See? So I'm telling the story here, and I'm just gonna use my perspective trick here to show the road going off in the distance. And I guess maybe there's a farmhouse over here. How am I doing? How's this for great farm art?
I think it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
Really capturing the atmosphere.
I think so. I think this. So this is about as much as I know about MS Paint, but I can do this, and I think I got a lot. I got a whole scene going on here. Should actually maybe make a door on this truck, and maybe I'll draw, I don't know, Jimbo inside of it. Yeah. So you're getting ready for the ride of their... Oh, I need... Ooh! Barbed wire. I need the barbed wire. Where's the barbed wire? Maybe
right down in the front there.
Oh. Like on the fence they're sitting on? That's weird.
No, like down below that. There
okay. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I missed a loop.
What's the military compound?
Well,
there's three lines between posts.
Okay, so right. So and then the posts, sure, and then like that, and that.
Now it's starting to look like No Man's Land from World War for World War One.
Isn't that what most farms are like?
Well, I got out of Tillsonburg pretty fast, so I guess I didn't think too much of it.
Yeah. Now, did you spend a lot of time at the farms in Tillsonburg there?
Well, my grandfather had a small general farm.
Yeah. Yeah.
He didn't grow tobacco, but he grew corn and wheat and rye and cash crops like that.
Yeah.
And he also had some dairy cattle, and he would raise pigs as well to take to market. So he did a little bit of everything on a fairly small scale.
Okay.
A kind of farm that doesn't really exist any longer.
Right. Yeah. Because Well, I mean, I think I read something somewhere that said that the average industrial farm would not be economically viable if it had to obey the same rules as things do in the city, and small family farms would be much better off. But that was a while ago. When did we start this thing? Like, did we mark down a time?
I think we're close to 10 minutes, but I haven't been keeping track.
How close are you to done, Dan?
I think we've been about 7 minutes.
Okay, so 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes. Let's call it 3 more minutes. Right. Okay, so let's see what.
Some barbs to your barbed wire.
Oh, barbs. Barbs. Yeah.
There you go.
Barbara's.
That looks more dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah. And what else do I need here? Yeah, and maybe just over here. Okay. I'm gonna draw the worst cow ever.
All right.
It's more like it's a bull. There we go. And he's pooping. There we go, some bullshit for you. And maybe a tail that he's got raised up.
There you go.
Yeah.
They do before they take a poop.
They do. You grew up farm adjacent, so I believe you. Is what I'm saying to you. All right.
Well, I spent a lot of time on my grandfather's farm.
Okay.
Even when my parents were both working. So when I was a little kid during the week, I actually lived at my grandparents' farm Monday to Friday.
Okay.
And I went to school from there. I would get on the bus to go to school in their town rather than my hometown.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that kind of thing would even be allowed today, but it seemed to be no problem for anybody at that time. So
well,
my first grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3 were all done from my grandparents' farm during the week, and then we lived in Port Rowan.
Okay.
And so grade 4 and 5, I think, were in Port Rowan, and then we moved to Tillsonburg.
Okay. So from when to when were you in Tillsonburg? Is what I'm asking you. What grade or life point?
I was born in 1960.
Yeah.
And originally we lived in Port Rowan. We moved to Tillsonburg when I was 10.
Yeah.
So 1970.
Yeah.
So 50 years ago. So I lived there. So I lived in Tillsonburg from age 10 to about age 21. Although I went to college during that period as well. And then finally, I moved to Toronto and lived there ever since. And that was about 1985 or 6, I think. 85, something like that.
Yeah. So this is just a little note saying it's 1974.
Right.
Which is my guess at when this happened, given that timeline that you just described. So, how are we doing? Dan, I think we're done. So if you could cut and paste that into the Discordians, and I will get up and try and I have to keep entertaining people while he's over there. Do you guys want? I don't know. What can I do? Can I make my eyebrows dance? This is not the way normal people make their eyebrows dance. This is getting more frantic and crazy.
How do I?
You're just gonna select all and paste all, or did you start a new document?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
get to Discord, though?
oh, it's in the browser, so just kind of control. Sorry, Alt tab until you get to the browser with the Discord in it.
Okay.
This is technical knowledge that the kids today need to have. Did you get it?
This show is not just entertaining; it's educational.
It's edumacational.
Educational, exactly.
Exactly. You see?
One might even call it edutainment.
Ooh, I like to call it entercation.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So, are you not entercated? Did you figure it out, Dan, or do you need me to do it?
I figured it out.
Okay, so it's in the Discord now. Hello. Let's see. So Seek said it perfectly captures the angst of rural life. Bravo. Yo. Yeah. Yes. So she said something about Picasso. I guess Dan's Picasso, and then I'm the angst of real life. Okay. All right. Dan needs to come back and take his chair. All right.
So I suck in my gut.
Yeah.
Don't show my gut on screen.
God. Gut streaming.
What the hell is that?
It's my picture.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is.
This is the prelude to the scene itself.
This is like an impressionist at about 95 years old.
Yes.
Who's drunk and has the shakes.
It's kind of like the later Snoopy cartoons.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Ow.
He did.
I don't know,
he
man.
That's
quite something.
Yeah.
Kind of like it though.
All right. Well, let's hear these stories. I'm anxious to hear what you guys wrote.
It has some weird savage balance to it.
It do.
Did you look at my drawing?
I glanced at it,
okay.
and it does look impressive. I'm going to want to see it.
Okay.
Let's see if that's my story there. Is it? Okay. All right. So you want to take a look at your drawing?
Yes.
Yes.
Save.
Did you save this one, or are you saving it? You can call it.
Scott Dewey pick.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, okay. Ooh.
Yeah, there's
Dewey's scar.
Dewey's scar.
That's a scary ass looking scar. Is that a bit of the barbed wire he still has?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. He just keeps it around like a keepsake. Like that time I got
a little souvenir.
Like that time I got nearly electrocuted by a light, and I kept the bit of foil it had burned through as a reminder not to do that so much anymore.
Okay, so have you had enough time to judge the pictures, Sam?
Well, why don't we hear the stories and make all the judgments at the end.
So we're going to hear all the stories, then
okay.
So whose story first?
I shall read yours first.
You're going to read mine?
Yeah.
Then I'll read yours.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
They call me Dewey. My ma was a librarian. Not that many people knew that in a hick town like this. There hasn't been a real library here since the Great Library Fire of '72. That's where I lost Ma when I was only 3. Pa used the insurance money to buy his grandpa's sorghum farm, and then we set to work squandering the rest by failing to grow anything. Still, he worked that farm, and when I grew up, I did too. And that's a roundabout way of getting to our drink-up on my 17th birthday. Me and the boys from shop class were drinking and taking shots at the old truck pile in the back 40. That pile had been there since Gramps' old used car days. Anyway, one of the doors came loose and old Tuck decided to pull it off the rest of the way. It came off in a roar of bent metal, and then, wouldn't you know it, out came the devil himself. And he threw a chain onto Jim's pickup and said, "For daring to disturb me, a grass water skiing contest." So I hopped on that door with old Tuck and we took off. The devil grabbed another door and was in hot pursuit. We careened all over the field, him always gaining ground, until Jim swerved hard and we all ran into the barbed wire fence. Tuck and I got the worst of it, rolling over and over in barbed wire that had been lit up like a Christmas tree when the dev had slammed into it. So that's why you kids gotta grab anything in this theater to use as a weapon. The devil's going to be here any minute, and we're going to have to fight our way out. Now pass me 2 beers, Agro, and don't tell nothing to your mom.
So is that pretty much how it happened, Sam?
That's the verisimilitude is frightening.
Okay, so now I got to read Dan's one
Yep.
here. Okay, one moment, please, while we put this somewhere where I can see it.
We'll start a new page.
Yeah, sure. New page. You can do a page break, or you could just you can do that too. Okay.
I just want to change this.
Yeah. Oh man, could you big it up just one notch because I'm blind. Just one notch of. Is there a zoom? Just zoom it a little bit. Just a little zoom in.
I'll do the font.
You could do fine. You can font it.
Font it. Never mind this part though.
Yeah.
So.
But
Okay.
Okay. So,
Can't leave it up too long because it'll. Don't read it anyone until Scott reads it.
Okay, fine.
Don't you dare.
Yeah. Okay, that looks. I could probably read that.
All right.
Okay. All right. You want me to?
Yep.
Okay. I'm coming in. Hello. It was the best goddamn sled ride of his life. Sure, yeah. He crashed into a barbed wire fence and nearly died from the whole host of horrible injuries. Dewey felt astonishment along with a giddy joy flooding his mind. In fact, if God existed, he'd probably be astonished as well at this situation. It seemed like a good idea, as all ideas conceived under the influence of alcohol always are perceived by manic drunkards. Dewey and his buddies had been wandering around the countryside, soused to the gills with good beers and shots of cheap whiskey. Chancing upon an old abandoned car, Dewey tore off its door with his country boy strength just to show his friends he could tear a car door off. Immediately, the thought of using the car door as a sled, some impromptu horrible toboggan, never meant to be used by humanity, came to the liquor-affected mind of Dewey. Hey, why not, was the reason. Dewey and his small group of drunken buddies hooked the car door laying on the ground to one of their cars with thick, heavy chains. Dewey lay down on the sled. The car took off. Much dragging commenced, and laughing and screaming. Of course, his buddy driving the car took a turn so fast and sent Dewey on his Chevy sled into the barbed wire fence. Of course, it was fated, really. But as Dewey lay there, waiting to find out if he was bleeding to death or not, all he could think about was 2 things. One, it had been the best goddamn sled ride of his life. He felt truly alive, racing on the edge of death from disembowelment. And second, Chevy car doors make lousy sleds. Next time he'd try a Honda Accord. Okay.
All right.
There you go.
All right.
Those are our
tales of justice and woe. And
all right. Well, I'm gonna since we just heard the stories, I'm gonna judge those first.
Okay. Yep. Yeah.
I like. First of all, Dan, you have a blow line. You have a blow line at the end of your story, which is excellent.
Thank you.
But you kind of just told the story basically as it happened, so you didn't really add much to it. Whereas Scott, I think he had some backstory about the mother who died, being a librarian, and gave a little sort of backstory and context there. And then, he introduced that great twist of having the devil be the one that made all this kind of happen. And perhaps that devil is just the alcohol itself, but I kind of like that aspect of it. So I'm gonna say I think Scott edged you out on the story, Dan. I think he
that's fair enough.
Kind of got you on that one.
Well, thank you very much, Sam, for seeing depth I in no way intended. But
good.
Good.
Hey, we should work on a book together.
This is what happens with critics. Of course, they always put they impose a lot of their own stuff on top of the actual pieces, and I am no different from any other.
Just a quick aside, I remember reading a story where I'm remembering by Mr. Isaac Asimov having been at a convention where they were talking about the symbolism in the in the Foundation series, And at one point he said, "Wait a minute, I never put any of that in." And someone said, "How would you know? You're just the author."
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
all right. So
yeah.
can you put both of the pictures up at the same time?
Is that possible, Daniel? We'll see.
That's
Can you maybe, like, if you did that thing where you shrink the windows?
It is MS Paint.
Yeah. Can you open up a second MS Paint or something?
I don't know.
Or like maybe bring it up as a GIF or a ping or a.
Here's.
Can you open it with like
files?
What?
Can you
open 2 files at the same time?
Not with Paint, I don't think.
Well,
oh really?
See what you can do.
I'm not familiar with it.
Well, neither am I really. So we saw how well that went.
Well, that's okay. Bring one up at a time, and I may ask you to flip back and forth.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's fine. That can easily be done.
So yeah, so this is this is mine.
All right. Well, what I like. Well, you're much more ambitious.
Okay.
You've put in a lot more of the scene.
Yeah.
You've got a little perspective and a little sort of, depth happening there.
Yeah.
But proportions are pretty questionable. Cars and people are of wildly varying sizes that aren't entirely appropriate. But there's a sort of a niceness there's a nice balance to the overall composition.
Yeah.
But,
so just to, may I maybe take a moment to explain this to Dan? See, the guy with the triangle head there is Dewey, because all Deweys have triangular heads. Right. That's just science. That's his great big friend who can pull the door off of things. Right. He's actually bigger than the truck, which is weird. And there's the other truck under the haw.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the one with the chain attached. And the car truck thing disappearing into the distance on the road, that's their girlfriends.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And up top it says Yeehaw, and it's 1974.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so let's see the other one.
If you have,
yeah.
If you have to explain your drawings, well, it's not really a drawing.
Did you see the bull pooping in the distance? Anyway. Ooh, okay. All right. So
Dewey Scar.
Well, I gotta say, this is relatively, sort of close to human proportions.
I even surprised myself.
The forearms are a little short, maybe, and the elbows are kind of in different spots. But you got essentially a fairly solid human figure there, which is good. And I really like the way you've rendered the scar.
That's a good scar.
And I also like that you've added color to this, which Scott did not attempt.
No, I did not.
And I like the sort of the artifact of the barbed wire there, as part of sort of it would have been very nice, I think, if when Dewey was telling his story, if he'd actually had a piece of and he said, and I kept a piece of that barbed wire, that would have been even better, I think.
I think so.
So I'm gonna say, and I also like, Dan, that you kind of set attainable goals with this.
Thank you. Yeah, Scott kind of
try to go too crazy.
Yeah.
So I think when it comes to the drawings, in spite of Scott's bold attempt at a full scene, I think the general quality, that came from keeping your goals to a minimum, I think have served you well here. So I'm going to say the drawing side of it, I think Dan is the winner this time.
All right.
Thank you. So this is actually the first drawing contest in my life I've ever won. So
that's
thank you,
amazing.
Sam. I appreciate that.
Tell him what he's won, Sam.
Yes. It's a new car. No, it's an old junker car that's been sitting in a field rusting for 10 years, and you can keep the door.
Yay! All right, so I asked you to the impossible goal of deciding which of us was a better artist overall. You can say that, or you can just name yourself, and then we'll.
Well, I think what you asked was who is the best person.
That's it. I did ask that. Yeah, I did.
Well, you know, I've never been asked this question before, but I think this is going to be my answer if I'm ever asked this question again, and that is that charming Tom Hanks is just the best.
Yeah. Okay.
And,
we cannot fight. No one can beat Tom Hanks.
No one here tonight is gonna be a better person than Tom Hanks. So I think that's my answer to that question.
Okay, that's fair. That's
a good
fair.
Answer.
Okay,
we would have also gone with Keanu Reeves or Mr. Rogers.
Yes, those are the triumvirate. Yeah.
Also good guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But we all know I'm the better person. So, anyways, I hope. Just joking. Scott's the best. I love my little buddy.
He's gonna burn a hole in my head. Okay. Yes. Hello.
Well,
all right.
Listen. Do me a favor, you guys. Do not go for any drunken late night sledding rides, because Dewey was a young strapping man when that happened, and you guys are old and frail.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes.
Yep. And he's still trying to fight his way out of the devils.
Look, Scott's pretty light, but I'm a stout lad, and
yes,
I'd take out an acre of barbed wire if I ever slid into it.
It would be just like the whole fence would just ravel up.
It'd be like a death egg roll. A bleeding tube of misery.
Yes,
that's what.
So that's the image we want people to remember from
bleeding
this show.
Tube of mystery.
Bleeding
misery.
Tube of misery. Awesome.
All right.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for judging us
for
on
stopping
this,
by and judging this. Any last shout-outs you want to give before you go?
Shout-outs or things you got coming up or anything where people can look at you stuff?
I've got nothing going on right now, so there's no shout-outs or plugs or anything like that.
Awesome. I mean, I'm sad, but awesome.
It's always great talking about midget apes with you guys, so I'll do that anytime you want.
Yes. Okay.
Great. You are a fantastic judge, and we would love to do this again.
We certainly will. We'll find things. There will always be something to judge, Sam. Always.
Okay, everybody, that's our show. Yeah. Again, a big thank you to our buddy Sam Agro, who judged us, and he's a very creative person, and we're certainly going to have him on again. So thanks, Sam. You have an awesome evening, my friend.
Yes.
You too.
And everybody out there, thank you for stopping by. Our regular viewers are awesome, of course. 6, and we have a couple of new people. If you want to give us a follow afterwards, that'd be awesome. Anyways, thank you again, and have an awesome evening, and may your God or your gods go with you.